I'm live. Okay, so I attempted to go live a moment ago, and then I got a phone call. I wasn't expecting that one till later, and but now I don't have a time restriction limit where I have to cut off. So yes, that's taken care of. So if anyone's here, welcome. Welcome to my stream. Toby's here and ready to go. Yes, he is. Bruno's here and Spooky's here. They're off to the side. They may pop in. Okay. So, where are we? What are we doing? Welcome. Um, Today I am working on making ears. Certain kind of ears. Toby, you don't like the ears? Oh, you're just, it's the bare necessities right now. It's the scratch. So I'm making various ears for a big trip coming up. And I'm really excited. And I cut out a whole stack of these to decorate. This is felt. It is like a heavy duty construction felt. I gutted it from a couch, so I salvaged this from a piece of furniture going to the dump. And this is really nice, heavy duty, like rigid felt. It's not like floppy and gonna fall over. So I'm gonna use this for my interfacing of all my ears, or for the base of all my ears that I am making. And yeah, I've been kind of doing all sorts of experiments, trying to play and see what I could come up with. Some have turned out better than others. These are all my experiments. Let me see. This one is the hot glue on felt. I straight up melted hot glue on one of those silicone baking sheets. I absolutely love that. That is my new favorite thing to use with hot glue, is those silicone baking sheets. Like it pops right off. It's like my favorite thing. Only thing that I'm kind of upset with is in the shine. Can you guys see the imprint of where the cookie placement spots? Yeah, it has little marks on it to show you where to put the cookie placement, and those marks do transfer. And so does kind of the texture of the sheets into it, but I think that kind of is an added detail. But these ones are felt back with out of hot glue. And I thought that these were fun. So that was one of my experiments. Hello, 45th Clown, welcome. I'm glad you found me over here. Yeah, that first attempt didn't go so well. Actually, if I share this, it might be easier to, let me click that real quick and share the link to let people know that I am back and now no longer have a time restriction, because what I was waiting on is handled. So H70 Polo, welcome back. Hello again. Okay, so this was the first attempt. I don't hate it. Definitely going to use it. These ones are going to get hot glued to a headband, just a plastic headband. And I think they have a good hand to them, a good weight to them, and they feel too legit to quit, especially with that felted backing. It's the right balance of shine and matte. Other experiments include this one, which is I took the felt and I did a black felt. Hey, I know this art. Isn't it an apple? Front and back, and I did the contrasting stitching because I feel like it gives it that when they stitch on your name vibe. And so that was a basic, there's a set of these. No, I lied. I sacrificed one of these. I turned one of these into a spider web. The gray wasn't as noticeable, but I thought it looked great as a spider web. And I want to add, look at my thing of buttons. Oh, it's so awful. I have been using all sorts of things to make these. It's been fun. I've been finding all sorts of tiny treasures. But I wanted to find like a little, oh, right here, like a little button to make a spider on it. Give it a little face with googly eyes. And the other ear, I need a little face. Now, the eyes, nose are drawn on. The mouth I stitched because you can see it on the back side, maybe, if I come really close. I did like a ladder stitch that my sewing machine had. See all that stuff on the floor. And then that's not marker, that is a piece of, hey, look, it's like my head. That's funny. It's making me laugh right now. Oh my gosh, that's making me laugh. But I did a piece of yarn that I stitched over, and then I just hatched it, and he has an ear-to-ear smile. So that's one of the ones that I'm kind of working on. With this one, this is a leather bow that I made. I have this really, really great leather jacket that I absolutely love that isn't real leather. It's that fake stuff. See? The fake stuff that if you even just store it wrong, it just peels. So sad. So anyways, I'm turning it into a vest and ripping off the sleeves. And the sleeves have been sacrificed. This is the cuff. To make this bow and a set of ears. I like this texture too. I like the vinyl. It's really cool. And it still has that interfacing, the felt interfacing, so it has the structure and support, and it doesn't need any. It's great. It's not floppy, and I don't have to worry about trying to make it structurally sound. But I also made a bow. I used the lining to line it so that I had more fabric to go around, and I thought it ended up looking way more professional. And I kept the white stitching because it's like a Jack Skellington. Oh, look, there's my bow. So it could be like something like that. I don't know. I have this guy right here, this random helmet headband that I buy every time I see it at the dollar store because they're usually in a pack of 6. And it's like the perfect placement to figure out where the things need to be in order to be in the right spot. And then I can use this placement and put it on whichever headband that I want to attach them to. But I wanted to make this a little funner because this below is boring. And okay, nothing important. I have these right here. These things are the weirdest things. Wait, it's a pear. I love this thing. These things. What are they? No, they're not earrings. That's what I initially thought. I thought they were like really cool earrings. They're not earrings. And they're not rings. They do not fit. And they are not fingernail extensions. You guys know what these are? Wolverine's congratulations. Phone is popping off tonight. Well, it's during the daytime, people. This is why I often go in the evening because I have the ability to easily do it. Yana, is that Toby? Yes, that is Toby. Hi, Toby. Everybody's looking at your butt. It's not Bruno butt. It's Toby butt. He's giving me the cutest look. You guys are completely missing. Dan, does John know if you'll be going to Stockton Con or not? I'm kind of leaning towards the not. I was going to go, but I'm leaning towards the knot, but my phone is popping off today, isn't it? Um, Wolverine Scratch. This stream is all Tim Burton, and I love it. Well, this isn't going to be the outfit with the Tim Burton-y thing, but I liked it. I was like, I'm going to go with it. Leather is cool, but I love that film. H70 Polo. Napkin rings? Oh, nope, they're not napkin rings. Good guess. Ionalith, is it weird seeing Felicia in an empty room? But I dig it. Yeah, I am tucked in a corner. This is like my favorite place to craft is the floor, where I can spread out. Oh my gosh, I really am getting a ton of text right now. But my favorite place to work is the I just got an invitation to Stockton Con from Odin. That was what one of those text messages was. But anyways, I like to spread out and just really get into my creative mode. And I kind of designated this my corner for creative mode. Please ignore the drawing on the walls. I am going to be actually drawing on the walls. Everything from the chair rails down is going to be some form of white. Everything from the chair rails to over the ceiling to the other side is going to be black. And various things are going to happen in between. So it's going to be fun. I'm still braining it. But these things, you guys know what they are yet? There's 2 of them, but you don't necessarily need 2. You can get away with only having 1. But I happen to have 2, and I'm not going to use them for their intended purposes. I promise. But the intended purpose, I can show you right now. So it is what I like to call an ancient hair tie. So what did people do with their hair before they had elastic rubber bands is a very good question because twine sucks. Ribbons do not hold your hair up. Oh, at least they do not hold mine because it's too slippery. But if you don't have an elastic hair tie, sticks often work really great for putting your hair up. And that I think is the most ancient of basic tools to put your hair up. But these things, you just take throw them on the floor and just kind of twirl your hair in, pull it up, and now it's going to stay all day. These things are great. They don't go anywhere. But I'm not going to use it for that intended purpose. I was thinking about it, taking it to this bow to make 2 little twirly things that come off on either direction because Tim Burton-y as heck, isn't it? Isn't that fun? And having 2 of them would be great. Ionalith, for us it was a chopstick. Yep, the most primitive put up your hair tool is a stick. They find these ancient grave sites with like these sticks all in the women's hair. How did they put their hair up? A bunch of sticks. Yeah. But this is the thing that you put at the end of your hair and it keeps your braid or ponytail in place. And I love that. But I'm going to turn it into a bow and throw it. And I was also thinking I wanted to stick a, oh, hi, Toby. They like seeing your face more than your butt. So in my broken jewelry bag, there's this great necklace that is, how did it exist? It hasn't been an actual piece of jewelry in a while. Yeah. But see the center stone right here? It's so moody. It's all gray and cloudy and shiny in all the right ways. And so I was thinking about using this for the center of the bow because I like it. So I'm going to put all of these things together in a pile. All right, once I cut this, this is 100% going to fall apart. right, well, that stone is for that. This ear goes with that. Do I have a headband designated for this one yet? I have a bunch of headbands, but I haven't designated them for specific sets of ears as of now. But I think this white one might work for the base. The bow with the things and the twirlies off on either side. Hot glue. And then with a Jack Skellington and a spider. So that's the plan for these ears. I'm going to put these all together for that because I thought this was fun. So I was kind of working on that one. For Encanto, I was going to do Encanto for Isabella. Isabella from Encanto. These are the flowers. I took four flowers to do 2 ears, so a full flower per side. I actually think I may have used a flower and a half because there were a ton of the middle-sized ones, but I only used the big ones on the perimeters. So I think I have an extra. I may have actually ended up using 5 or 6 of these flowers for only 2 ears, but I think these are my favorites. I think they turned out great. They are flat, so they're still like Mickey ear, but they are floral. And then I was thinking of doing those ones on a purple headband with possibly this big lavender bow that reminds me of her dress. And originally I was going to use this teeny tiny cactus because it's so cute as like a center charm for this bow. But then I found this in my junk jewelry. And it is, here, let me go close up so you guys can really see it. It's a prickly pear. It's a cactus. It's nopales. It's tunas. And I think when her personality gets spicy, that's when she starts making her cactuses. And I thought, I cannot do all of these together, but that's what I was kind of thinking for that one. With this headband, so that's all together to be one. Ralph Mork's here. Hello, Felicia. Hello, Ralph Mork. Welcome. Iana, I'm excited for the Haunted Mansion. Right? Wolverine Scratch. What's Haunted Mansion? Well, it's this terrible film that they made based on a ride that is really fun that's at Disneyland and Disney World, where you ride in an elevator and then you stand in a line and then you go through a mansion on a conveyor belt. It's really fun. I enjoy it very much. Ralph Mork's here. I said that already. Iana, it's a ride at Disneyland and they're coming out with a new movie. Oh, nice. So they're going to try that again. We'll see how it goes. I didn't hate the other one, but I don't remember anything about it. And I know I saw it, but I could not tell you anything about the movie. A new Netflix movie called We Have a Ghost released today. It's hilarious. Nice. Ian and Anthony did a movie called Ghostmates. I remember helping out with that. That one was a fun one. Oh, I got something in my eye, whatever it was. Ah. 45th Clown, is doing earbands a tradition when visiting Disney? No, it is not. This is going to be the first time I've gone in a very, very long time. The first time I went, it was in middle school band. Second time I went was in middle school band. The next time I went, it was in high school for the dance team. And then my dad's birthday. So this is just, but traditionally, I usually like to buy a hat at the park. I don't know, never wear it again. this year I decided to try and make as much of these ears as I possibly could because, you know, Disney bounding is now a thing. And I think that is like the funnest, coolest concept. It's right up my alley of things I love to do. So that is where this came from. And also, I ripped apart a couch and I have a whole bunch of these circles now. Oh, jeez. I can't right now. But this is the next little set that I was working on. I wanted to do a Star Wars themed one, but I didn't want to. I didn't like any of the ones they had. My favorite one was the cinnamon roll one, honestly. And so, if I was to do Star Wars, this is what I came up with. I like the windows. Look at it's clear plastic on the side. Yeah. So this is the back. There's more of my hair, and then this is the front. I'm going to trim these down a little bit more just so that they fit on the head without hitting the head on both sides. So about a half an inch. I think it'll do better. And then this is Death Star. I did this has a button on it for the little circle thing. But I try to break it down into the most basic of shapes. I was thinking of sewing this one to a hat, to my silicone hat specifically, because I like that it's gray, it has the green band, and then putting these on it so that it stays. But that is downstairs, and wow, my phone is going off. I'm not dealing with that right now, but this is kind of my Star Wars themed ones. Oh, thank you, Dan Does Junk. I was genuinely worried that nobody would get it. You know, like, what are these? And the fact that I was like, this one's really close and this one's really far away, but they are at that one point where it looks like they're together. So to me, in my head, it has a lot of dimension, but it's also just, I'm overthinking something, but I enjoyed making these. That was my version of Star Wars, because Princess Leia now is a Disney princess. Um, this, answer the phone. It's just a bunch of text messages. And I handled the thing that I had to handle. So, 45th Clown. I went once as a child and got a Goofy hat. I know what Goofy hat you're talking about, and I love that Goofy hat. I never got one, but my brother did. Danda's Junk. I would do a pair of Millennium Falcons. Yeah, but Dark Side. Danda's Junks. Tell them to watch your stream if they want to talk to you. Actually, I'm on an email, text message chain with a couple of my friends, and I sent them something funny, and so we've been responding back and forth. So that's one of the things causing that thing to go off, because there's multiple people in a chain. Anyways, H7 Polo, why do you need your phone next to you? Emergencies. Oh, nice. All right, but I will turn it down so you guys don't hear it. There you go. Okay, it is on quiet now. Look at me being super professional. I'm trying. So those were my Star Wars ones. And yeah, so I have one blank one now because one of those got sacrificed to the thing. I made these ears. I just kind of liked that they felt like retro Disney vintage because I did a cotton lining on them, but they're not really character specific. They're just, I made these ones and tried to feel inspired, but wasn't. I like these ones. They're just classic, like the leather ones. But these ones are my favorite so far. They're not done yet. So these ones are going to be for Little Mermaid. Sparkly, right? So this is ear. I did a scalloped edge on this lycra that is also again lined in the felt, so it's rigid, and I sewed right through it. It was easy. And then I have these super sparkly motifs that I am going to attach. Well, it's gonna go this way. Right where the headband attaches will be this part, and then I will also kind of a thing. So this one's kind of my favorite, so I've like overthought it. You think I overthought the Star Wars ones? I got a tiny dingle hopper. I was thinking this would be perfect for the center of a bow with my sparkles. And genuine question, what do you call a fork knife or a knife fork? Knife. Genuine question, because it's like, this is the first knife fork I've ever seen. I know it's not a knife fork, but it's a tiny little, I think it's like a seafood fork, but for me, it is a dingle hopper. Don't want to cut my hair. No, it's not sharp enough. But I have this. I have a teeny tiny flounder. But I don't think I really want to run around with this and the sparkles, even though it's cool. I may just use this as like a dangly thing on a bag or something, but flounder. And I have this bow, but this bow is just but it is a little mermaid. There's a little mermaid in the center of it, but it's like nothing special. But I have this plastic bag that is like from Treats from a long time ago, but is like the best rainbow film that I was thinking of using as the bow with the dingle hopper in the center with the sparkles. So it's like the ocean, the dingle hopper, Little Mermaid seashells, sparkles because she's a freaking Disney princess and I like sparkles. And it was going to be possibly, I don't know, I was kind of leaning towards the pink over the blue. But it's Little Mermaid, and I feel like Little Mermaid's more blue. I think I'm going to go with the blue. Oh, yeah. Then there's these ones. These were made the same way I made the Encanto ones, but I used a rose. And they have a front and a back where these ones are the same on both sides. To dine with fancy silverware, I just saw a tiny fork and I thought I needed to put it in my hair. If we're just being honest. Each one of these flowers took 2 roses each to get enough of the big things. Squish down. I was thinking about putting like something in the middle, but then I thought it would bring more distraction. And then I was going to use the velvet bow to make floral Minnie Mouse ears. And this one I was going to put on this just black headband because I could really, but I may have to make a casing for it, and I don't want to make a casing for this one. I want to just hot glue on this one. But I don't know, maybe I could use this really fancy. Yeah. I'm just going to put these ones together for now. It may not end up being the one. Oh, look at Spooky left me his little fish taco. There's Spooky. Did I make any other ones yet? I've made some samples trying to figure. Oh yeah, trying to figure them out. So these are just gold film over, so to the felt to see if I could. And then I was going to add sparkles. And this one's supposed to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But then I had bought this for a project that it didn't end up working out for, so I've just like not gotten rid of this because it's too much fun. I got these and I was looking at them going, you guys thinking what I'm thinking? I still have a ton of this clear plastic vinyl. That's what I used for the window in this one. And I made a couple snow globes out of it. This one's filled with glitter, can you guys? And this one has nothing in it. This is 2 pieces of plastic sewn together. And I was trying to think of possibly doing like a Cinderella-y theme with them, but I was uninspired, so it's still kind of to the side. I do like it, just haven't quite figured it out. But I was thinking if so this stupid pen has been one of my favorite things making these projects because hot glue's hot and this does not stick to hot glue. The end of this just pops right off. So when I need to just poke it with my finger and, you know, sacrifice your identity, your fingerprints for the hot glue, I don't have to with this. I've just been using this instead of my finger and it pops. There's a little bit of glue on it right now. Maybe you might be able to see it, but it just like pops right off. And even if there is a little stuck glue, it just pops right off. So this has been my like favorite thing. And oops, I need to go back into place. But that is like I've been using this too. Completely all over the place. This is how I make nice big messes, but it's going to be pretty. Dan does jump Toby toes. I know Toby keeps moving around. Ionolith. Shrinky Dinks? No, not Shrinky Dinks. This is a sticker. But when you're a grown-up, you call them decals. It is to make your windows look like they're stained glass windows. It just was not the right dimensions or shape or size or anything that I could work with. But I think this is going to make great ears for Beauty and the Beast because they have the whole stained glass in the front of, in the beginning to tell the intro, and these give me that vibe. I was staring at it today going, oh, I'm going to turn those into ears and actually use them for once. But I'm going to use this clear plastic vinyl as my base. It's my band. Okay. The Nork. I think that's the best name I've heard for a knife fork because I could not think of anything that I could pronounce. But a Nork, that makes me laugh. You should ask Jerry for some fox leather. He has tons. I don't need to ask him. I have this jacket that I'm sacrificed. Well, it's damaged, so I'm using it. It is not real leather, but it is damaged from not being real leather. It's cheap vinyl. And so I'm using that as my black leather. I still have brown leather from that one couch way back when that had the best leather that I skinned or whatever. And I have access to gray and other colors, but who wants gray for this project? Yes. Wolverine scratched. Who's watched Alice in Borderland on Netflix? I have not. I love making Alice in Wonderland things. I made the Mad Hatter top hat about 6 times at Costume Shop. Those things were great. We made the hairpins out of coat, like the coat hangers, so that they were heavy, and then vintage beads and clip-on earrings and bobs and such that were fun to play with. Scissors. I'm not going to stitch 2 together because I don't need to. Ooh, gargoyle headbands. That's technically Disney, but it's not an immediate Disney that comes to mind. Dumbo. Could do Dumbo ears. I didn't even think about that. I'm still thinking of ear ideas. I know I wanted to do Little Mermaid, Minnie Mouse, and not Maribel, Isabella. So those were ones that I knew I wanted to do, but other ear ideas I am open to. This one hopefully will be Beauty and the Beast. So I leave a little bit of the black because I am going to go, after I trim around, I'm going to do another trimming. And the little edge helps me kind of placement, especially when I'm going on something else that's clear for tracing. Oh, Dando's Junk says, hi, Bruno. Oh, yeah. Hi, Toby, too. He's like, what about me? Just cut this like this. Saturday Bruno. Yeah, Gargoyles was, I remember really liking that show. I want gargoyles for my front yard. That'd be fun. Made out of concrete or something. All right. I'm not even going to bother taking it out of its plastic wrapping. I'm just going to cut everything because it's all going in the garbage anyways, more or less. Question. I'm going to use the dark one so you guys can see. Nope, that doesn't help. There's too much of a glare. It's going to say placement. I can place it so that the circle has the leaf or no leaf. Do I want to try and include some leaf? No, I think I'm just going to center it. So. Husk, good evening from Greece. What did I miss? Well, welcome, Husk. I am making various character ears for a trip I'm about to take. And I was kind of going through different things that I've made so far, kind of making game plans. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what bow is going to go with what ears and what ears I'm even making and what kind of materials I have, because I'm not going out and buying anything. This is all just stuff I either have owned. Yeah, it's just me goofing off. Since I'm not cutting this out of the plastic it's in, I can write directly on the plastic and not have to worry about those marks' future consequences, which is wonderful. Center my circle. Liana, are you around Disneyland? I'm going to go in a couple weeks. I can message you on Discord. Ooh, I like the way that looks. So I can peel and stick this, supposedly. Put that on to one of these ears. Let me see about cutting this. The rosebud. Because I think it'd be fun to have a pre-bloom and bloom version. It always gets quiet when I make progress. I think a black border would be perfect for this. And like I said, this jacket, the sleeves are destroyed, so I'm taking the sleeves off of it to make a nice vest. I'm invested now. I already lost one sleeve. I'm invested. All right, I'm done. Wolverine Scratch, how did you feel when Vivienne Westwood passed away? I didn't know that. I haven't paid attention, but I'm sad now. Oh, that lady had style, that's for sure. All right, I'm just chopping off this. I'm not even bothering to rip out the sleeves on the seams because it would just take too much time and isn't worth it when I could just cut around the edges. Now, making this project, I realized the complete lack of bias tape that I own. I have it in red. Ooh. Red? No, I think black would be better. Red just doesn't seem quite the right color for an ear. And I tried making a red Mickey ear. I made one. It looks great on camera, but I have to do a glue back here to keep these down because I was using black hot glue and you can see it if I put it on the perimeter. But no. I don't know. Still thinking about these. But what character ears would you make if you were making ears? That's the question I want to know. She passed away last year, if you remember correctly. I know we lost a lot of people in the last recent years. It's hard to keep track. Wolverine Scratch, you actually knew her? Your cousin was a designer for her iconic? That is awesome. You know, 7 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. No. I always get excited when my friends meet famous people because I'm like, well, now I'm like even closer, 7 Degrees of Bacon, Kevin Bacon. Cool people. All right. So look at that sleeve. Sleeve shapes. I like to look at what their sleeve shapes kind of are to kind of get an idea of what they're trying to accomplish. There's shaping here, and there's shaping. This is the back. There's more room allotted in the back armhole and in the back itself because leather doesn't really stretch if you want a tight arm. And then the front is more narrow. I appreciate good patterning, okay, people? Even though I'm ripping this thing to smithereens because it's destroyed. What I really want is the long enough piece to do the circumference of a circle. I could math this or I could just figure it out. Okay. The longest piece of the thing is from here to here. So I'm just going to cut this in half. Oh, I have white thread into my sewing machine right now. Oh well, I'll still use it. I don't hate the white stitching. I actually really like it because then it makes it top stitching. Husk, you could also put black hot glue on the clear plastic pieces and make your own design. I have been playing with hot glue. This ear is hot glue. It is felt with hot glue. I also have these cookie cutters. They're vintage cookie, not cutters. They're cookie smooshers. They're little glass. Basically, they could be replaced with the bottom of a cup, but they have little cute designs printed into them, a daisy, a heart, clovers, and a circle of hearts. And I use those to smoosh them into the hot glue. And I was playing with that. It's tricky. I can make it happen, but temperature makes a big difference. But I've been playing with that hot glue. I'm determined that I swear I can make a whole cosplay just out of hot glue. Careful about saying that on the internet because I might just have to. Wolverine Scratch. Felicia, destroying clothes is both disturbing and so Banksy. It's in to get rid of. The fabric's destroyed. It has great details. Look at these little details. It's buttons, zippers. It's going to get used. That hard work's not going to go to waste. I know how hard it is to make these things. Oh, you are not plugged in. Now it is. So, I'm just gonna sew towards y'all. And do I have I do have a foot today. So I have a needle in here. It's already gone through the felt, the leather, the pleather, the vinyl, the plastic. So it's thoroughly destroyed as it is. I'm going to start here. So I just cut a strip of the vinyl, and I'm going to stitch it down using a straight stitch, but I'm going to use the longest straight stitch there is. I could do a pattern and make it look more intentional, but I just don't want to bring too much attention to it. I'm already using the wrong color, and I'm trying to make that look intentional too. Okay, this is the tricky part, getting it. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to make myself suffer so much. If I just leave a little extra tail behind where I'm trying to start, it'll make it easier when I end it. There we go. And there's my mark. Get it set. And let's sew. Breathe. Little tiny details. I got this. We'll see. It's all perfectly lined up now. Just smoosh it over to the side. There Can't pin this because pins would make permanent holes. Clips would just make a bunch of ruffles that I'd have to get over and would be more in the way than helpful, to be honest. But just taking my time and smooshing it and smooshing it. And not dramatically stopping and changing direction. If I stop, I don't wildly change the next step unless I'm stuck. I don't know if that makes sense, but trying to keep the stitching, especially since it's visible, not super crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh, I cut this part a little bit thicker. Fairly even up until that point, but I don't mind because I can always go back with some applique scissors and trim it down as long as it's stitched nicely. Barely into the yellow part. You don't like it, Bruno? Not too bad. And then do one on like that this one curves in. But I think this is going to need a gold bow the more I look at it. Let's see what y'all been saying because it's like the chat. Wolverine Scratch, put a mask on when using hot glue or you might get high. Hot glue? Really? I thought that stuff was non-toxic. Kids chew on it. I've seen it happen. I hope it's fine. The hot glue's not even plugged in. It's not on. But I made sure that I had battery power before we started. Dan does junk. I want to do what Bruni's doing right now. Oh yeah, you foppies. Dan does junk. I like little stained glass ears. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think this is coming out great. I need to do another strip. Let's see if I can get one out of this side because it's longer. So I cut the sleeve in half so I could get the center strip, which is the longest it's going to be. It was the right size for this one. It might be a little short for this one. I hope not, because I had plenty of room. All of this is completely eyeballed because it's for me, and if it looks good to my eye, then I will be happy. Okay. I have a place. It's right here, Colin. I have somewhere where these conveniently go. So what should I do for Belle's bow? I'm thinking gold, like her fluffy dress. I still have the gold from these ears. Like I said, originally I was going to do this for Belle, which I don't hate. I think I might do this for another Disney princess, but if I did blue for Jasmine. This is the silver, that stuff. It's gold. There are so many sparkly things right here that it's hard to find a big giant sparkly gold thing. There it is. So possibly the gold bow with the stained glass ears. But what for like the center of the bow? A book. A chip teacup. I don't know, but I'm thinking I'm liking the idea of a gold bow. I think I'm going to start here. It's good enough of a place as any. You want to let that behind the scenes fashions. I found that in Disney Princess mobile game that Beast actually loves swans, and at one point the banners at his castle have swans on them. Interesting. I would have never associated swans with Beauty and the Beast, but that's a fun imagery. I think this is thicker than that. Is it? Close enough. If it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. It's stained glass. Stained glass is inherently... All right, if I give myself a tail as opposed to trying to start at the very end, it's so much easier. And I still try and start at the very end, so don't have to. Okay. trying to stretch as I sew so that it molds around, because circles and straight lines, you have to account for that curvature and it makes a difference. But if I pull and smoosh it, it works out just fine. That's why you use bias tape to do this. But you can get away with the rib knit, and this is a knit backed vinyl, so it smooshes fairly easily without getting too crazy. But if you use just a straight piece of leather, it may be significantly harder than what I'm doing, but it all depends on the weight of the leather, because leather is it doesn't have a grid, so there's no direction that you have to account for, and is relatively elastic. So honestly, leather might not be that hard of an option. Let me trim this as I get closer. Husk, I don't think your dogs would approve, but the thing they are laying on would look cool for furry ears. Yeah, it's a good fake fur, but it would smell like dog. I think the Shaggy Dog is a Disney movie, so technically would be within the bounding themes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, and I have the perfect jacket. That's so ugly and I love it. Wolverine scratch flowers. Felipe, to be honest. Felipe, which one's Felipe? Lumiere is the candelabra. Which one's Felipe? Is that the clock? No, that's Clogworth. Alexa, stop. There's my alarm up when I had to stop. That's funny. I wonder if I triggered anyone else's. Felipe, that's her horse. Philippe, that makes so much sense. I didn't even. Okay, it's all coming back. I'm like, how am I missing? Okay, her horse. Yeah, that's true. There's her horse. There's the characters. I don't know. It's also, what do I have that feels like, well, Beauty and the Beast? You know, because this is all just made out of knickknacks and thingamajigs that I have. Almost. Gotta smoosh it and smoosh it. And smoosh it. This one turned out thicker than this one. It's also a denser pattern, but I have applique scissors, so I'm going to go around the perimeter and trim this one down. Applique scissors aren't here right now, so I will not use the applique scissors. I will use my swan scissors. Wolverine scratch. How much are Minnie Mouse ears at Disney World? My wife is asking. I have no idea. Haven't been there yet. I haven't checked the current prices. Part of me is being a little bit of cheapskate, but pre-making my ears kind of a thing, but also I like the creative control and the designing that I get to go into, thinking about what my ears are going to look like beforehand, and also so I can match my outfits. I don't know. I think this is going to be fun. I've never gone dressed Disney bounding, and I wanted to play, that's for sure. And if you can't play at Disneyland, what's the point? Okay. So many little threads for just a little thing. Oh, you're over here. back. I cut this one a little bit thicker so I had more to work with and make it a little easier to catch the stitching on both sides. But that's why I have to trim this one, and I'm not worried about trimming this one. I think those turned out great. And if I do bell, already doing roses, so I don't think this would be right, but it's an old clipping earring that broke. But isn't that so pretty? Wolverine, $35 for a pair of ears at Disneyland. Not bad. There's one set of mini ears that's 30, but the rest are 35. Dan does junk. You can make your own custom ones. That's priceless. Oh, you're going from the UK as well, so that's, yeah. Oh my gosh. This is a seashell pin. This is a great little pin. It's not broken. It still works. I think that one totally has to go to the Little Mermaid with that fork. I'm going through this bag of random pieces, seeing if there's anything that kind of makes me think of Belle. Not really finding much. I have like an abstract artsy pin that I absolutely love. Cinderella. Oh yeah, that's one of those ones. I have these clear ears, and I was trying to figure out how to make it like Cinderella, like her shoe. There's a hole right here, and the glitter was spilling out. But I was thinking of doing like a Cinderella with the glitter. I can't quite see because there's so much light shining. But this one's not really coming together in my head yet. Cinderella's carriage. Golden Empire Council. Boy Scouts is not. That would be great for up. Boy Scout pin. This one's just a random chunk of jewels. That doesn't scream. Oh my gosh, look at little tiny garden tools. What if I put these with Isabella's? But she doesn't use any tools. She doesn't get her hands dirty. She just makes the flowers. It's a football. That's really not. 4-leaf clover. Oh, this brings back memories. It's a teeny tiny mini donut. It is from Smosh. It's Ian's donut, but it's a little tiny one. Memories. I don't think anything in there is going to quite work for her. What if I used a bell? Too cheesy? Yeah, not loving it. Okay, I will have to think about her bow, but I'm digging these earrings. Look at them. And earrings, these ears. These ones are fun stained glass ears. Yeah. What ear? I definitely want to go with the gold bow, but what kind of little knick-knack can I add to that? Wolverine scratch. You can buy them online, but it would cost a lot for shipping. Okay. I'll get back to that one. And I think I might make a couple extra ears out of, because I still have more roses. So I might make a few pairs of those bell ones just because I really, really, really like the way that turned out. I have this pin. I have Tinkerbell. I was thinking of adding that to this green bow, but that's kind of as far as I got with that character. Like I said, like I have been kind of working on a piece here, working on a piece there, kind of getting inspired, trying to put them all together to come up with something that I like in the end. I'm still thinking of characters, so if you have characters, throw them out like for ideas, and I can start kind of going with it. I made this bow. It's a little too big, but I thought it would be great for the back of the hair, just kind of. I thought it was really pretty. So this one is stuffed with foam. But I really liked how Minnie Mouse it is. It is way too big for one of these head things though, unless I did giant ears. I don't want to do giant ears. But I do like this. And those are the gold ears. I'm trying to think if I've done any other ears. I've done these ones were my experiment. Oh yeah, I wanted to do a pair of lace ears. I have this really great lace. This is just a scrap. It was going to be a bodice, but no, it's gonna be a pair of ears. Because I wanted to kind of do one that out of the scrap lace that I have, just because I love this stuff. Wolverine scratch. When life gives you roses, make ears. Don't forget. Oh my gosh, the duck lines at Disney's. I am not even trying to think about that yet. One time when I was there, I convinced my brother, come on, let's go stand in this line because I thought it was something else. And it ended up being like a 2 or 3 hour wait to go take a picture with Disney princesses. But anyways, we took pictures and my brother's a really good sport about it. But I remember just going, oh my gosh, that line was not worth it. Question, if I was to do a lace, should I do it with a black Mickey ear back so that it looks like you're seeing the lace over the ear itself? Should I do it with a clear back so that you are just seeing the lace and it's clear? Or should I do it with I have a white one. Here you go. Here's a plain white one. A white backing so that it feels, I feel like that's going to be too much to be all white. Although it does give it a good hand, like it feels nice. So clear, black, or white. Clear, black, or white. Dan does junk. It'll give the most contrast with black. Huss says black. Clear is so metal. Okay, I was leaning towards clear, so I'm putting my vote on to clear. So we have 2 for clear, 2 for black for the ears. But I think the white, you can't really even tell that it's lace, but it just feels nice. It feels very bridal. Well, it is leftover bridal, but yeah. So clear or black? Black is going to be easier. Clear is not going to be hard at all either. If you do clear, maybe add a bit of space for LEDs. I think I'm going to go with black. I think it does feel very mousy and it is appropriate. So that means I can fussy cut. Fussy cut's a fancy word for the day. The motifs that I want to get cut out, because I think if I do a flower on the front and then I could do a leaf on the back, and I think that'll look really cool. All right, you guys convinced me, because I was liking the black yesterday, but then I was like leaning towards clear because I thought it was a bit too ridiculous. Let me just put this down here for a sec. Yes. All right, where am I going to start fussy cutting? I think I'm going to start here, front and center on the bottom. Oops. I think I'm going to go for this motif up here. Yes. We center it. Tiny scissors, no. I will use the big scissors. Black. Austin Lips, hey Felicia, and everyone else today. What did I miss? Welcome, Austin Lips. You missed stuffs. Today we are working on making decorative headbands, more or less. Did Toby envelope Bruno? No, Bruno's over there. Toby just pushed him off. So what's funny is Spooky's Queen Bee. Like where if he's the one on, everybody will go around him. But Toby will sit on Bruno and Bruno will just move out of place. But Bruno will also sit on anybody. Ah, there we go. Okay. 1, 2. Those are stacked together. Dan does junk. Have fun, Dan. And are you going to put LEDs into your death sites? Ooh, that's a good question. Light up death slide. Is the plastic opaque or is it spray painted foam? I know I've seen it, but I can't really picture it in my head at this moment. Okay. Okay. One ear, ready to go. So I stacked it. Our little sandwich is interfacing, lace right side up, lace right side down, and I pinned it in 4 corners so I can sew around a circle. I'm going to put the lace down and sew around the felt. If you put the lace up and you sew on top, your lace is going to get stuck in the feet. It's going to like be a little bit difficult to sew. What you want to do is you want to sew on the easy surface on the top, and you can also see how there's white perimeter all the way around. You're definitely going to catch this fabric in while you're sewing around, especially since it's lace and holey, especially around the edges. You want to make sure you really sew around the edges. So that's why I suggest when you go to the sewing machine, put the felt side up and the lace side down, just in case you overdo this. So there's one stack of polka dots. Let's do the other flower. I like this one. I really like felt because it'll stick to the fabric and I don't need to use pins to cut it out. It kind of stays where it belongs. It's great. Okay, so make my sandwich, put my felt down first. Put my right side up and flour goes face down all around my circle. Make sure. Well, thank you, Wolverine Scratch. It says, I have more scissor cutting skills than Edward's, assuming scissor hands. I definitely did enjoy that character. Scissors and tape, my two favorite craft supplies. Also love a good safety pin. All right, so I have my little discs ready to go. My scrap of fabric in the scrap fabric pile. These little Cinderella Tinkerbell bits. I'm just gonna put over here because I don't feel inspired by those yet. Felt side up, I'm telling myself as much as I'm telling you guys. I'm on a straight stitch and I am still using the longest stitch length because I'm doing it more of a decorative stitch and it's also a thick felt, so it sews really nicely. Yes. All right. I prefer a magnet than a sewing pin cushion because I like throwing instead of stabbing. You have to stab the pin cushions to put your pins away and each individually, and it's annoying and a mess. But if I can throw them and then just pick them all up with the magnet, I am happy. I leave about a 2-finger space to flip my did a narrow border. I left a 2-finger space to flip it inside out. And now going between the 2 lace layers and not the lace layer and the interlining. You smoosh it and you smoosh it and you smoosh it. And you end up with a lacy ear. I'm going to do top stitching so that it lays flat and nicely. Okay, good question. Is this a small table? It is. It is a bench. I'm sitting on the floor at a bench. And I know this is the same color as the floor, and I love it. It was not intentional. I just happened. My grandpa built me this bench. Well, he built this bench, and I have it now. And I love it. But it is a bench, a stool, a chair. Yeah, what I need when I need it. But yes, I am sitting at a bench. I'm going to do an abstract stitch because I know for a fact it will disappear on this lace and you won't see my top stitching. So yeah, let me do that. I'm going to do the space down too. Okay. All right, I'm using an abstract stitch on the lace so that the stitching is just unnoticeable as possible. It kind of goes in a random pattern that doesn't really make distinct lines. I know that sounds really weird, but as you can tell by my Jack Skellington, like you get certain stitches, you can see the distinct lines and you do it for a reason. You want those to pop, like especially when I did his little face. An abstract stitch is going to be blended. It's just kind of, you know, spreading it all out. It's not perfect, but I like the way it works and looks. And I'm just doing the largest one it has because it is a thick felt and why not? lays perfect. I think, okay, you guys were right. I do like it on the black ear. It really is popping. I love it. You know, we did a black wedding dress. Well, it was lined in the black. It wasn't this lace. It was the florals and leaves. Not florals and leaves. The long stem rose lace. It was really pretty. This is giving me that vibes. Okay. Well, thank y'all. I am going to start here. No particular reason, but let's do this. Oh. Turn it off and on again and reset my. Let's try this again. Okay. Did this one a little narrower for the opening because it really didn't need to be as wide as I left it. I'm not trimming off my excess seam allowance because I missed a little bit of this fabric. It's okay. All right, to fix that, I'm going to where I did catch the fabric about 1 finger's width back, put the needle on the line that I originally stitched with, and then I'm just going to continue that curve, but instead of lining it up as my original mark, I'm going to go aim a little bit out and then gently coast back to my original line that I was driving on. So if you miss a little bit, it's not the end of the world. You can fix it. Just got to go back a little bit. And if you still don't catch it, don't do it more than 2 times. It's going to be a pain in the butt to rip out. Just rip it out and resew it from experience. And we're back. Okay. Now that hole is fixed. Okay. No more holes. I'm all paranoid now. All right. Between the laces, stretch it out. All right. And we have another one. This is where it didn't catch quite as much, and I can definitely tell I'm going to do it with this side up. Get a 16, which is the abstract stitch, and make the length and the width as wide as it'll possibly go. And let's go for it. I have to trim all these threads. They're bugging me. Too many threads. I can't. I see you. Headband. This is the headband I use for placement, so I can kind of see. I don't think I'd want to do both flowers out towards the front. So 1 flower, 1 goes this way. Thing. I like it. I genuinely like it. Hi, Toby. For the bow itself, let me see. It's a pearly tulle scrap. But I thought that this would make great little mouse ears. I thought this would be a fun one with the lace. Has to be turned into a bow. And then in the center of that, I would go full bling. Full bling. Where's my bag of junk jewelry? Right here. Full bling. Full bling. Look at that rock. Ta-da. This was actually from one of my necklaces. I really love it. Look how sparkly this thing is on camera. So that for the center of a bow. Yeah. This one definitely has bridal themes, but I love it. I like the wedding mini Mickey. Austin Litz. Computer software technology is so much easier and better than by hand. Probably. I have this awesome laser cutter that could cut out a whole bunch of circles for me really easily. It could have totally done this for me. But what did I do? Sit and cut these out by hand. Just because I was like, this tape thing seems about the right size. Let me trace that, and then kind of, yeah, and it was done. I didn't sit at the computer. You want to suffer. No, it's just the devils you know versus the angels you don't, Feel very comfortable just tracing a circle, even though telling a laser to burn a circle seems just as easy in a different way. Technology. Okay. Those were the ones that I have in my head. I still have other bits and pieces that I could turn into characters, but I feel like it's like I'm pushing it a bit, Do move on. I have this really great moose shoe skirt. So if you guys were to do Mickey ears, what's the character you guys would do? Bling bling. Toby's twitching like crazy. He dreams. When he's dreaming, he runs. And that's what he's doing. His little paws are going like this. So, yeah. Toby's dreaming. He's always been an active dreamer. Yeah. I'm still thinking of different various characters. These are the ones that I have fleshed out the most. Still making other bits and pieces. I really like this so far. I'm not using this headband. This is my marking headband. I can mark everything with this one. The Nightmare Before Christmas one I used, the sparkly white one. It's too much. I'd use a black one. I don't want to ruin these ones that already have the bows in them because they're just already done. I don't know. I'll have to go see what I have. There's soft, muffled sounds, but I can't tell if that's barking. I think he's like, he's making soft, muffled sounds, honestly. He's dreaming. Iana says, behind the scenes fashion, it would be all Star Wars. I'm sorry, I'm reading these and mispronouncing them because they're not. Anyways, Grogu, Gungi, and I would make ears with the Jedi symbol. I saw the symbols, but I didn't want to do the symbols because I saw them everywhere. I saw the R2-D2 head, and I liked the R2-D2 head, and I saw the droids and stuff, but I really just got this guy in my head making a X-Wing fighter, and So I did one with a button one side, and then I think I like this side better. But yeah. I also was thinking Ewoks, maybe possibly, but this is what I ended up doing for Star Wars. Yes. I'm opening the link you just sent me in new tab. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. It's all clicking. Don't worry, we're just live. Like Chewbacca, the brown fur. Yeah, I saw those ears, and I was considering that because I do like those, but I got this in my head, and then this one just seemed to be its match. Although I wasn't sure if I got the idea across very well, but I think I'm happy with the way it turned out. No bow for that one. If I did do a bow, I would do a black bow with yellow glitter if I could, but I'm not going to do a bow with that one. I want to set that one onto a baseball hat. Chewbacca ears. You know, I love the Wookiees so much. Yeah, I would do a little fur with the little hoods. Yeah. Oh. Hi, Toby. Your tail is messing up my lovely neat piles of what I have figured out. All right. I have been going at this for an hour and a half now. I think I am ready to call it. If you guys want to see. Oh, Toby. Yeah, I think I'm ready to call it. I think these ears are great. These ones are my Little Mermaid ears in progress. I have to stitch these down, but I want to do it nicely, so I'll just actually take my time and not do this on the live stream. With the Dinkle Hopper, I love this little Dinkle Hopper. It's so cute. And plastic bag full of ears. I have my Jack Skellington ears. I have my plain ears. We all learned what these things are for. So now you know. And we got the Star Wars ears, starting on the Belle ears. I think I may end up doing a blue book. No, I don't know. I don't know. Got to think about the center of this. But I really do like the way these ears turned out. I like these just classic plain ones. Less is more. I think these are my favorites, 100%. These ones. And then I really enjoy the way these ones turned out. Do you guys get the rose vibe? I feel like this gives it away on the back, but black roses, I like them. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. That's kind of what I'm still going to be working on here and there. I want to come up with more characters to make, so feel free to leave me ideas. I will definitely be thinking about it for the next week for sure. Yeah, that was fun. It's what I'm working on, and I may go live again. Oh my gosh, my little characters, poor Toby butt. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I have a bunch of phone calls to get back to now, apparently. Austin Lips, have a nice day and night too, Felicia and everyone else. Thanks that I talked to you today. Bye. Lovely stream. You guys are great. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm glad you all could be here. This is a little bit of behind the scenes of projects that I'm working on. I'm going to be continuing on this project, so stay tuned. I may pop in again here and there, probably not tomorrow or anytime, but I am going to be working on this, so keep an eye out for that. But until next time, bye. All right, Toby.